All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the December 10th, 2024 meeting of the Fitchburg Zoning Board. I wish everybody here both a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday and any other thing you would like to celebrate. I am, after welcoming you to the meeting, I am now officially calling the meeting to order. Please be advised that FATV is conducting an audio and video recording of this meeting for public broadcast. I ask that anyone else in the audience who is recording this meeting to please identify themselves for the record now by standing and stating your name and city of residence. And as usual, we see none because FATV, in fact, does the recording for us. I'm going to ask Mr. McLaughlin and everybody else here, including myself, to turn any electronic devices to silent so that way we may all enjoy each other's company without interruption. I would now like to start the meeting by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. And Mr. Reynolds, would you please lead us? Thank you.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Reynolds. All right. So we have some items on the agenda before the first review hearing is opened. The first item is the receipt of the monthly update report from the project at 1341 Rindge Road, otherwise known as Woodland Estates. Each month, the board receives a written progress update from the permit holder. That report has been circulated already to all board members, correct?
I have emailed them, but it doesn't print out.
Okay. Is there any board member who would like a written copy of the report? All right. So what I'm going to do is ask one of our board members to leave these at the front table, and any person who wishes to keep one, you are welcome to.
Mercedes, give me one.
Absolutely. Anyone who would like one may have a copy. Ms. Mata has kindly provided us with, I believe, 10. So should be plenty for everyone. At the last meeting, I also, because it was communication, had read out several letters from residents and other persons who wished to submit a letter. We did not open the public hearing. We did not open a review hearing, and I will not do so today. However, I did miss one of the letters, so I'm going to read it into the record right now. And this was an email from Tom Davis. Good afternoon, all. My name is Tom Davis, and I am a resident at Woodland Estates in Fitchburg. I am writing to you so the ZBA will get a copy of this request to stop the need for Woodland Estates to build a community center. As a resident here, I attended a recent homeowner association meeting with many other residents, and we discussed the need and any possible benefit of a community center. The result of this meeting was that the majority of residents found no benefit now or in the future of a community center. Actually, we discussed the disadvantages too. The center would cost the community money to assist in the maintenance of the building. The residents in the community voted on the issue, and 39 out of 46 voted against the building of a community center. Please help us in stopping the ZBA from requiring something the residents overwhelmingly don't want or need in their community. Thank you for your time and consideration, Tom Davis. This email has been received and will be placed within the record for the minutes. As before, there is no open public meeting, and therefore neither I nor any board member will comment on the receipt of that communication. Just acknowledge its receipt. We're now going to proceed to the hearings listed in order. On the agenda, we first have 3 review hearings. So the first one is ZBA 24-21, that is 58 Cascade Street, Lance Fraumany. This is a review of a special permit under Section 181.33 to reinstate a vacant or abandoned mixed-use structure, changing the use to another nonconforming, less detrimental use as a single-family dwelling pursuant to Section 181.94 located in Residential B District. Mr. Fraumini, welcome to our meeting. It is very nice to see you.
I see you.
I hope you've been well since our last meeting. So we had issued you the special permit when you came to see us the last time, and we asked for the review hearing so we could see what you wanted to do with the property and how you were coming along on the conditions. And I'm just going to remind everybody, as you know, this was a commercial building that's converted to single-family use. It did have like a business storefront facade instead of a home facade. And we had 3 conditions. The first one is the permit holder shall, prior to the review hearing on December 10th, provide a plan or list of work to restore the appearance of the facade, including windows, doors, siding, roofline modification, and painting in a good and workmanlike fashion for board review. The second condition is that the work is to be completed within 12 months from the date of the decision and the review date, which is today. So very simple conditions to review. I did go by the property, and I saw that you have already made some of the modifications to the storefront. So that is always nice to see. And what I'm going to try to do, should the computer let me, is bring up a picture of the exterior. In the meantime, would you like to tell us how things have been going?
Going good. Slowly but surely.
Slow but good. Good to hear it. Okay, then give me just a moment. All right. So this is the picture currently of the building. And so tell me about what work you've done.
The front windows, the door, siding up front, paint. That's really about it.
Okay. And I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. So I can see that you've done a very nice job putting siding on there, vinyl siding, right? And changed out the door and changed out the windows. We did have that kind of big commercial window on the left-hand side, and you've made that into a regular residential window, which is great. The top, I think, is pretty much as it originally was, right? The area up here, the rectangular top above the siding.
Yeah, that seems to be a little more entailed and involves, because of the lines, the electrician said the lines are going to drop and it's going to be, for the road, too low.
So if I said it's going to be diagonal on the sides and it's going to mimic a pitched roof, is that correct?
Yeah, that's definitely what I want to happen up there. It's just the lines are connected all the way to the top in the right-hand corner.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to cut that and drop it down 4 feet or so,
Yep.
the lines going across the road, he said, they're going to be too low. So I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
But that's the general intent of what you want to do, right? And then I did notice the front cement stairs, I think, still need a paint job, right?
Yeah, it's, never had a day off to get around to it.
Yeah. Weather's
I
not
was-
great.
We were going to put some planters up and I'm trying to make it a little prettier anyway, trying to dress it up, but it seems like my day off, it's never worked out very well.
Yeah.
Of painting with leaves flying everywhere, it just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Weather's always an issue this time of year as well. Okay. All right. I'm going to go to public comment and board questions. Do you have anything else you wanted to say before we moved on?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Do you think that you're going to get the work done that you proposed within the 12 months?
Yeah, the electrician said it, just he has to coordinate it, so I guess the national, the power company has to come out. They have to disconnect the whole thing. It's like a coordinated thing that it's going to take some planning,
Yep.
because I have kids and I don't know how long we'll be out of power. I'm trying to get them Unitel, I guess, and them to get it all coordinated. I don't know how they're going to do it, so
Okay.
it's a little more involved than, I don't really know much about it, so.
You have, under the 12 months, you would have until October of 2025. So I think still plenty of time to figure out how that's going to work, right? Okay. All right, so I'm going to look for any public comment. Is there any person here in person who would like to make a comment or ask a question or speak regarding this matter? And is there anybody online? Okay. And I'm going to go to board members. I'm going to leave the picture up for now. Mr. Reynolds, do you have any questions for the permit holder?
No questions, just a comment. Drove by, acknowledged the progress. Looks pretty good.
Thank you.
Mr. Byrne?
No, I just want to compliment Lance. I know he has a problem appearing in public and public speaking. He's doing a great job.
Yes. Very good. Thank you, Mr. Byrne. Mr. Talbot?
No questions. It's coming along nicely, though.
Thanks.
Great. Mr. Gallagher?
Yes, thank you. Much improved. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Mr. McLaughlin?
No questions. Looks like the applicant's, making progress and appears to be able to meet the deadlines. So we don't expect him to do any painting during December or January. But
No, I would agree.
thank you for
Great.
the efforts in making it happen.
Thank you.
And for my part, Mr. Fraumini, I understand you've also completed all of the code updates and inspections that are required. Is that correct, Mr. Commissioner?
Yes, I was just going to comment. Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Fermini, in addition to pulling the permits for the windows, originally he actually went beyond and got the certificate of occupancy to officially make it a single family, and got the fire department and our building inspectors to sign off. So he has a certificate of occupancy for that.
Well, that's great news. That's great news. For my part, I did not expect you to make so much progress so quickly. So I'm so glad to see what you've done so far on the front of the building, and it looks worlds better. You've done a fantastic job. I do look forward to seeing you go to completion on the roofline. And I think there's no need to bring you back until you are at the end of the project. So I would probably looking to see you again in October, but you're welcome to come back to us at any point in time if you have questions or if you're done early. So that's where I would be headed on this. I am going to take down the picture. And I'm glad you and your family are going to be spending your first Christmas in this house. It's going to be great.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. If there's no other comment, I would be looking on it for a motion to continue the review.
So moved.
Okay. I'll take that as a motion in a second.
Second.
And would you modify the motion to change the review date in condition 3 to October?
October, sorry.
I'll make that motion, Madam Chair. I just have a question. Is the review supposed to be a year from the,
A year from the date of
Filing.
decision. A year from the date of decision.
okay.
So that's an October 14th, 2025, and I have to go to Mr. Talbot as he made the motion for the modification. Consent?
Yes.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Discussion on the motion, Mr. McLaughlin? Okay. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None? So your next review date is October 14th, 2025. If you have questions or concerns that you want to come back and talk to the board about before then, please let the building secretary know, and we'll schedule you for hearing. Mr. McLaughlin, did you want to add anything before we go on to the next hearing?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Take care, Mr. Framini.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Right.
All right, we're going to be calling the next item on the agenda. That is ZBA 24-9, Amico Realty LLC, and that is 59 to 63 Whalon Street. This is the review of a variance under Section 181.313E3 of the Fitchburg zoning ordinance to erect an accessory 3,000 square foot storage space on the same lot, not connected to the existing building pursuant to Section 181.93, located in the neighborhood business district. Is the applicant present? Is the permit holder present? Do we have any communications from the permit holder?
No, I spoke with the petitioner back on November 22nd, and I emailed to confirm that they no longer going to proceed on the application, that I haven't had any response from them.
Okay. The application was granted, so,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Mr. Commissioner, any communication or update? Okay. Is there any person present in person who would like to make a comment or ask a question on this case? And we still have no persons online? So we have 2 attendees online. If either of you would like to participate in this matter, please raise your hand. Seeing none. I'd like to ask what board members would like to do with this. Go ahead, Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you. This may have already been covered, so apologies if so, but relative to condition 8, site plan approval from the planning board, is there any information as to whether there is any action down that avenue?
Mr. Commissioner?
Could you repeat the question? I apologize, Mr. Reynolds.
Sure. For this application, 59 to 63 Whalon Street, there was a note here that indicated that site plan approval from the planning board was going to be obtained. And I was just curious whether or not there was any activity with the planning board on this location.
See. There was a site plan approval issued on, it was issued on June 13th, 2024.
So my general observation is that although we haven't had any communication, there has been some activity. It would be my wish that we would kind of do 2 things. One, informally continue to reach out just to affirm that they're moving forward, because they're basically on the clock,
Yes.
right?
They are.
And then I think the second thing would be to extend another invitation at a point of our convenience and go from there.
So, just going to look at our clock. So July 2024 was the issuance date on the decision. And that was, I think, for the meeting in April, thank you. So that's kind of the clock that we have going. And we always go back and forth whether or not to call people in for review. Has any board member observed a violation of any of the conditions?
I haven't observed any violation, but just an observation that on the subject area where the building was going to be located, what seems to be different is that they do have some storage containers in on-site, sort of fulfilling, I can only imagine to be a warehousing type of activity. Just as an observation to share.
Mr. Commissioner, I'm going to ask you this off the cuff. My apologies. Do those storage containers require a permit, and was it obtained?
So if they are associated with a ongoing building permit, then they're allowed, but I checked and there's nothing. There are no building permits or anything there. So because of that, they can be there for, I forget how many months, I think it's 6 months.
I believe so. Okay. Any other board member have a comment on this review? Okay. I would like that issue to be addressed. If the permit holder is going to abandon this variance, it would be good to know. I see that they have, because they've obtained that site plan review, I'd normally expect that they'd be proceeding on the variance. I realize it is winter, but it would be good to have an update. I'm thinking that March may be an appropriate update review hearing for this permit holder. And I'm going to, I think it would be good to request Mr. Commissioner to follow up on the storage containers, at least with communication. But that is, of course, a request. So if there's no other comment, I'd ask for a motion on the continuance of this review.
About 6 months.
So that would take us to June.
Things don't happen quickly with projects of this size, I'm just saying.
If I may just comment, if the clock, if April is 12 months, which is halfway through the status of the permit, the only thing I would consider is, do you want to go into the second year or stay inside the first year, trying to ascertain whether or not the permit is still a go?
Yeah, we should review before the end of the,
That would take us to March.
yeah, okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Reynolds. That's an excellent thought. So I'd be looking for a motion on the continuance to March.
I'll make 2 motions. One motion to have the heat turned on in the building, and a second motion under ZBA 24-009 to approve the review.
Okay. Do we have a second?
A second.
I'm sorry, you just had a motion to approve the review?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Would you like to
For a
amend it?
continuance.
Okay, to March 10th, 2025?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and the
still
second
second.
still hold. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None? Thank you. March 11. Thank you for correcting me. March 11th, 2025. All right, we're now going to call the next matter on the agenda. This is ZBA 2022-13. This is for Adam Pishtadian for 76 Prichard Street. This is a review of a special permit under Section 181.336 of the Fitchburg zoning ordinance to reinstate a vacant or abandoned building and convert the use from one nonconforming use to another less detrimental nonconforming use as a two-family dwelling pursuant to Section 181.332, located in residential. Mr. Pishtadian.
Hello.
To the meeting. I hope your return to the country was easy and that you had a good visit with.
I had difficulty because they stopped all the plane, all the fly, and I was just waiting for the first one. So as soon as they let us go, I came. I'm sorry about last meeting. I couldn't be here.
I appreciate your having your brother come in your stead.
Thank you.
Okay. So our main question to you is, what is going on with the status of the construction?
Well, what happened is outside I only got to do the deck in the front, and the rest of it is okay, just cleaning and stuff, which I did cleaning, but for the winter time is a little bit leaves and stuff there, but it's so cold, it doesn't matter if you move it now or not. But the problem is I'm trying to get a gas line from the Unitel, and they're telling me they can't do any digging until April. So there is not much I can do with that until, even if I get everything paint and everything inside. It's mostly painted, but a little bit left, work left, and I'm going to do that. And I had a problem with the electrician. He left. Almost nothing left. A little bit left. He didn't come back, so I have to get somebody else and to get it finished and pull another permit again and finish it and inspect it, so that be all set. But I got the power outside. Outside is all in. We got the light and everything, but it's inside. Few things left, like a hot water tank is going to connect it and stuff like that, which I'm working on. I'm trying to get somebody, and then after that, I can do nothing until April. Is not much. I'm trying right now. Actually, I'm working inside the house, getting everything, all the molding and stuff on the bottom, and probably before I go, because I'm going to go back again, because as guys know, I don't know if you know or not, Israel trading to bomb Iran, and Iran trading to bomb Israel. We don't know which one, what they got to do, and if they bomb, I want to be there for my family. So I really appreciate if you guys don't mind. I come back in April, and when I can get the gas and finish it up, and as soon as I can get it done. And I was going to do it last time, but it didn't happen. So I won't be here. I'm going to wait until Christmas, and Christmas I'm going to go back, and then I'll be back in April and get whatever I can get done. If you guys don't mind to help me out and let me go, let me do it.
Okay. I think we will have some more questions, but I'm going to go to public comment right now. So is there any person here in person who would like to make a comment or ask a question on this matter? And if there is any person present online who would like to ask a question or make a comment, please raise your hand. Seeing none, I am going to go to board comment, and my first question really is for the building commissioner to give an update on the status of any permits that have been pulled, any permits that are outstanding, and any action that has taken place since I believe the last real progress update we had was in July, might have been September.
Nothing at all. The assessor's office did their final walkthrough, I believe, on August 21st. But our inspector has not been called for a final inspection yet.
Okay, and a final inspection remains outstanding on the building permit?
Yes.
Plumbing permit?
Let me check the plumbing permit.
No, haven't been called for that.
We have open plumbing. We have open plumbing permit and building permit. Electrical permit has been closed out.
Okay.
We just said the electrical isn't complete.
Is the electrical complete or not?
It's not it's not inspected, but it's all the light, everything is there except a couple of things. Not couple, I won't say, because few lights left, and the guy didn't come back. And I'm trying right now to get somebody to get that done. And before I go, I'm going to try to get it inspected.
So there were two permits. One permit was for the new service. That one is the one that's complete. Then there was the rewiring permit,
Any comment?
which looks like it was stopped by our inspector.
No more.
It was inspected by Harry.
Other electrician requested it to be closed.
So
I don't know why
It's not.
the status shows that it's stopped. Usually it means that the electrician switched or something.
I don't know that
I
myself.
don't know, I don't have any notes in here from our inspector as to why that status has been switched to that. Mercedes might be able to weigh in on it.
I believe she might have a comment.
I thought, I just thought like the electrician requested to close because Kyle or the wire inspector cannot accept a new application for a new, for somebody else to continue the job without having termination on the prior.
Okay.
The one is currently was open.
So it closed, but it closed so that a new electrician could pull a new
Could
permit.
apply for to completion.
And I'm just going to note,
That's
I'm just going to note on the inspection, so there was an inspection in June and another one in July.
yeah.
And the June one, it did not pass, and it says, need bypass for common meter, service mast needs to be fastened securely, and the ground needs to be properly terminated. So there was still some work to be done. And the inspection report in July said fail. July, the inspection report says fail. So it might be
Not
no,
failed.
I take that back. It says pass. I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
computer. So it's an overall pass.
Can I talk or no?
Yeah. Okay.
There is no, it didn't, nothing not passed, except we didn't call yet. I got to get a new electrician to come and complete those lights, whatever is left, and then we got to call the inspector to come and check it, to call inspect it. But we didn't, it was nothing failed to come and say it failed, no. We passed the rough inspection, and we passed the service. They inspected, and they gave us the power. I have the lights, everything in the house, except some of the lights, the guy left, and he didn't come back. I made a mistake. I paid him. I saw it every week. He was telling me next week, until I left. I couldn't wait no more. I waited like 3 months last time. He didn't do it. So I left, and I came back now. He doesn't answer the phone. That's all right. I just actually, I had the guy, I had his phone number in the car. I talked to him. He said, I'm going to come and do it. And he told me he's going to call me this morning. He didn't call. I called him. He didn't answer. But I'm trying to get somebody else to come and look at it. There's not even a day work left. But I will get that done and get it inspected.
Do I remember that this has happened with multiple contractors for you? Because
first one came. What it took him like 2 months to come and get the rough inspection. He didn't come. So finally he came and he got the rough inspection. And then he told me, give me all the money, whatever is left, because I'm supposed to pay him $3,000 in the front before he start, and give him $4,000 for rough inspection and pay him the rest of it on the end. But he told me, if you don't give me all the money, I'm not going to come and do it. I said, come on, we made the deal, but my mistake was I didn't make a contract. We wrote on the paper. And then he said, I'm not going to do it. It's too far for me. He was from in the other side of Boston, so he didn't come back. So I got another guy. He came and he did the service. He brought it, he inspected. We did everything he asked me to buy. We finished that. And then he said, I'm going to do the wiring. I mean, not the wiring. They put the lights and stuff. He put the lights and stuff, and then he didn't come. He said, I'm busy for 2-3 months. So finally, I had to leave. I left, went to my country, and I came back. He didn't come back. He's not coming. So now I'm trying to get somebody else. It's nothing failed. It's just these guys, my mistake. I don't know how to deal. They telling me, give me the money first, otherwise I'm not going to come. So I give them money.
Okay, so you need an electrician.
Yeah.
You need a gas.
Yeah.
You need a plumber for something other than gas.
No, nothing.
Plumbing's all done?
Plumbing, yeah.
Plumbing inspection is open, so you'll need to make sure you get your
Yeah.
plumbing inspection.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to see if any board members have a question for you. Mr. Reynolds, any questions?
Just more for, not for the applicant, but for us. So at this point, I would say no, other than I appreciate your situation.
Thank you.
Mr. Byrne?
No, no questions.
Mr. Talbot?
No questions, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Gallagher?
Yes. When do you foresee a completion date of your project?
Honestly, if that was up to me, the job I had to do it, I would tell you in a matter of a couple of weeks. But I'm depending on these guys. They promise me they don't show up. Soon I'm working every day. That's I just swear, every day I'm working on it to get somebody to come and finish it. It's maybe a day work on plumbing, not even a day work because it's street drain. I talked to inspector today, actually. I told him the street drain, and this guy got his money, he's not coming back. The problem is not the work. The problem is the permit and inspection because the street drain, 2 drain for the shower and 1 drain for the sink downstairs, not upstairs. He did that. Just downstairs, the sink for the kitchen. That's 3 things left. He's not coming back. He took his money. They don't bother. So that's okay. I'm going to try to find somebody to come and do it and get that thing because there's nothing hiding. Everything is there. You see, you put the water. I use the bathroom. You can use the toilet. But there's 3 drain left, and they're not coming. So I talked to the inspector today. He said he probably find somebody who's going to do it. And I said, okay, I'm going to try to get the guy. And then he said, that's all right. You call me, send me email me that you canceled the other permit, and I give you the new permit, and you can get it done, and that's it. Get over it. That's what I'm going to do. And that's why I'm here now. In this time I'm here, I'm going to get this thing done.
Okay, so I want to summarize what you just said. You said that there needs to be work on the shower and the sink drain. So
Yeah.
that's plumber, and that means you have some work to do before the final inspection.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You need an electrician,
Yeah.
and you need a gas connection.
Yeah.
There is still a number of conditions within the decision that are outside of those things. So there's going to be some additional work that's required, not just the building permit work. And that is the front porch,
Yes.
a little bit more work on the steps,
Yes.
the removal of the existing walkway or replacement in.
I replaced it already, yes.
And then the removal of the,
The 3rd floor, one side.
yes, so that's going to happen
Yes.
after
Yeah, I'm waiting for warm weather.
occupancy.
Yeah.
So Mr. Gallagher asked you a question, and that was, when do you think you are going to be done? And
If
the
I say-
reason- No, the reason
sorry.
I'm asking,
I'm
is I don't want to, I understand all of the conditions that you just said to me. I don't want to hear a list of the things that have to be done. I want to hear a date, because the board doesn't want to keep having you come back over and over and over again and saying that you're not done and you have all these things that need to be due and you're not done. We want to see you when you are done and ready to move on to the next step, which is removal of the side. So what is that date?
Can I talk now?
You can give me a date. Give me
Okay.
a date.
Okay. To remove all the 3rd floor?
No, everything before
Oh,
that.
okay, the date, everything before the removal?
Electrical,
Yeah.
plumbing, gas, porch, certificate of occupancy.
Okay. All right. If I give you the date. If I give you the date, can I do it, get it done before that? It'd be all right?
Yes.
In
We
case
would
if I
love
get
if you would
before
get it
that?
done before
Because
that.
I want to be safe than sorry. So I say something and something happens and I get it done. How about if we make it like September
Of 25.
25,
Okay.
just to be safe.
All right. Thank you for answering the question.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Gallagher, any other questions?
No, thank you, though.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
While you're here in town, are you staying at the house?
No, I'm not staying. I'm just working in the daytime. I come. Sometime I don't come. Sometime I come. Like last Sunday, I didn't come. I mean, this Sunday passed, I didn't come to work. But I come every other day. I come, and sometime in the daytime I stay there. I mean, I'm just relaxing there, and I'm just not working because it's so cold. Trying to get warm up. I have a little heater and warm up. That's it. But I'm just here because I'm waiting for the electrician and the plumber to come to make an appointment with them. But if they don't show up, that's okay. I have to be there. Maybe one of them show up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else that you want to add before we move to deliberate on what we're going to do?
No, I'm all set.
Okay, thank you.
I thank you for helping me out and understanding my situation with my country and my family is there. I wish they were here. I could rent a house right next to it and get everything done, and I wouldn't have to go back again and everything. But this is the situation of my, my condition of my immigration and all that stuff taking so long. So I can't bring them. I can't wait to bring them here. So I'll be out of there. It's so dangerous, honest to God.
Okay.
Be safe.
All right. So the permit holder has suggested that they would be done in September. The September meeting date is September 9th. The October meeting date is October the 14th. I'd like to entertain discussion on a next review date.
September?
Any other board members? September? September? Mr. Reynolds?
Just in terms of the clock, when did we start and when is it over? It does, when does it start and when does it finish? And then can we cycle back to answering the question that you just asked?
So there has been a legislative modification that is recent that I don't really want to bring into full discussion right now because I think we need to digest it and understand the result of that. Without that legislative amendment, we had, number one, a condition that the project be completed within 16 months. That is condition number 2. We are well over that because the original grant date was July 12th of 2022.
So that 16 months would have been November?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, so we would need to find some way of working on condition number 2 in a manner consistent with the rules.
It would be consistent to do that and to modify the decision
Okay, thank you.
if the board is inclined to grant the extension.
Thank you.
The other issue is the 2-year deadline in general on use of a granted special permit, and that would be.
That was really the heart of my
Yeah.
first question.
You said November, but that was November of 23. Because it was granted July 12th, 22. If you're going to, Mr. Commissioner, if you're going to make a comment on the state act, I do not want to have that under discussion right now. It needs to be digested by the board. I understand, but not at this time. Let's see what the proposal is.
So noted. So we're well beyond those dates. So in the world of keeping it clear and direct, the recommendation on the table is September something of 2025.
2025, correct.
Check. Thank you.
The project won't be complete, even if we change the date, and I don't know if that's what you're kind of getting at.
No,
Do we change that?
It's the day to come back
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
change that 16 months, right?
So we might need to amend condition number 2 to say, to review in September.
It would even have to go longer, because I think he's making a proposal to commit to finishing everything except for that demo in September. So good point, Mr. Reynolds, about that. We need to change it, delete it, amend it, something.
So we have existing a condition that states that the dormer and right-hand stairwell are going to be removed within 3 months after the certificate of occupancy for the first unit. And so that is the additional time factor within this decision. I don't think there's a need to amend that because it's relative to another point in time. So it's plus 3 months on whenever the certificate of occupancy is issued. But I do agree we need to amend number 2 if we're going to extend to the September date.
What if we just strike it?
We could strike it. And then there would be no completion timeline on this special permit. Are you satisfied with that?
I would recommend that instead of striking it, it be amended to something like project completion date to be established at next review.
I think that's,
Because that still keeps it, ink on paper, but leaves a little bit of flexibility, and then we can establish when the next review is.
Or based on his comments that he will have it done in September, that's what we put down for a date. And
But-
that gives us, that other condition gives you the
3
months.
extra months. So this condition is project completion. And the date that we received from him was to the issuance of the first certificate of occupancy. So let me propose this, that condition number 2 be amended to state, project completion on or before, project completion to the issuance of the first certificate of occupancy on or before September 9th, 2025, at which meeting the board may review and issue a further date for completion of the project.
I would recommend all that, except the last part. The board will review.
The board will review. I like it. Thank you.
We need an end date.
You think we need an end date? Great. Thank you.
Novel idea.
Sir, please don't come back in without turning off your ringer, because that's the second time.
Okay.
Okay. So if the board may review and modify this, the board may review and modify it in the future. And so I am inclined to say may review, including issuance of a project completion date. Okay?
Sounds great.
All right. Mercedes, did you get that down well enough? Did I say it well enough so that we can put it in?
I will watch the
Okay.
recorder for that little section.
Okay, thank you.
There's
All
no commercials yet.
All right. So I'd like a motion on the continuance
Make a
and
motion on the
modification.
ZBA-2022-13 for Adam Fishdadian for the property at 76 Prichard Street to continue the review until September 9th, 2025, and to modify condition number 2 as stated by the chair.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
You do?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. I really want you to make some progress on this project. The next time I see you, I would like to have you saying, I've completed the project. That's what I want to see you. Okay?
I'm trying, like, I have one question from you, if you don't mind. On the stairway, on the walkway, you asked for the engineer. I'm an engineer, but that's okay. I have a post right in the middle of it. I figure for 20 feet, I have a specification for those boards I put the LVL. Is 2 is enough for the 20 feet. I put 3.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sir.
I don't want to cut you off, but the building department and a contractor will be able to help you with that. I'm not that.
No, you asked me that for that last time.
No.
No, okay. I got the specification for those 3 LVL anyway. I'm answering.
Yeah, so they'll be able to help.
Okay, the building department.
Okay.
Who's that one? Oh, okay. I got the specification.
Not at the meeting.
On the OpenGov portal.
Yep.
Send you a message on.
Yep, or I can meet with you on Zoom tomorrow, or
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
send me an email or send me a message on OpenGov
Okay.
asking me, and I'm happy to set up a meeting with you.
All right, exactly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
I have you,
Thank you for helping me.
hope you have a good holiday season and a good trip
Thank
back.
you. Have a nice holiday, everybody.
You do the same.
Be safe.
Madam Chair, before we go to the next one.
Yes.
I got a message from the mayor that she is trying to get the heat started in the space. It looks like it is starting to work, but we may not feel it yet.
I appreciate
message
that
me that.
very much. So thank you to the mayor, and hopefully it will not start to snow in here during the meeting. So, but systems always need attention, no matter what the building. And I just want to say, having experienced CBA meetings in the senior center kitchen a few times, I'm very grateful that we have this location to conduct our meeting with, even if it is very cold tonight. All right, the next matter is ZBA 24-32. This is Aparecida de Silva.
No, Miles.
De Silva.
Oh,
53 Smith Street. This is the continuance of a request for a variance under Section 181.416 of the City of Fitchburg Code to erect a detached 20 by 20 carport on the rear left side of the house, encroaching on the minimum side requirement side yard setback, which is 15 feet, leaving approximately 5 feet from the property line pursuant to Section 181.93, located in Residential B District. And before we go further, I just want to enlighten everyone in hearing today that it was actually 6 inches from the fence that the proposed carport was supposed.
Right, and it'd be on the right side. I think you mentioned left. That was in the previous drawing. It was to the left. It's actually to the right. I think we established that last time we were here.
Right.
It's to the right. If I may, I have actually a little rendering, if you would, of what the carport will look like, obviously, on the pad.
Is this something that was previously submitted?
No, we just actually did it, so
I'd be happy to look at it, but anything we look at, we have to keep for the minute.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I have an extra copy, so that's fine.
All right. If you want, please approach and we'll pass it around. Thank you. Okay. So this is showing the structural support without the...
Right, yeah, the roof obviously
Yeah.
not on, obviously, but it'd be just a covered roof. So the couple things we just want to bring up, I know we discussed the breezeway last time we were here. Obviously, with the 2 things with the structure, obviously, putting a breezeway connecting to the porch, again, is not really something that's going to be able to be done. As you can see, how it comes into the porch and how far it would be from the porch. It'd be more of an eyesore than anything else when you look out of the back window of the kitchen and obstruct, obviously, what's, again, the carport is obviously positioned to be able to obviously see, through the backyard and everything else, not to impede anything even from the street. So even like putting a breezeway next to the carport, I even looked at putting the breezeway and looked into the material side of it with the company, and they don't even offer a breezeway, if you would, option. So it would have to be built, and again, building that, even talking with my father-in-law, would not be something that would be easily done, because this is a metal structure, then you have to go to a wood structure, then it would kind of look, to me, odd. I think the board would agree, it would look very strange, you know, having some kind of a 3-foot wood structure coming from the side to the porch area, which, again, we're not trying to make this complex for anybody. Again, it is just a simple carport. Again, simple structure. Again, I know the 15 feet, even centering, as Mr. Reynolds had mentioned, centering it to the house. We even tried moving the cars like around to see what it would be, and that's, unless you had a pivot on a swivel, you wouldn't be able to get your car, the left car, in the position. And then obviously with, and I know it snows around here, getting snow pushed around, you know, and leaving area for that, you know, again, you know, except going through the carport, pushing it straight to the back, you know, but again, at the will of snow at that point. But, you know, again, being as simple as this. And the other thing I want to say as well, just driving around the neighborhood, at 57 Smith Street, they have like a carport already, like out in the open.
It's across the street.
And it's closed, and it's, to me, kind of an eyesore in comparison to what you'd be seeing at 53 Smith Street. And then if you go out onto Bemis Road, just past the hobby shop, they have two same like 20 by 20 structures right on the roadside.
It's not breezy either.
You know, and right next to, you know, where the RC hobby shop is, where there's a garage there, there's like right there, there's two huge like carports, just like, talking about an eyesore for the community. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to flay onto that, but, you know.
What were those two addresses?
So 57 Smith Street, right next, like 2 doors down.
It's 1 mile to my house.
Yeah, right, 2 doors down from her
my
house. I'm sorry?
What was the other address?
And I didn't get the address, but it's in Bemis Road, right as you
Yeah.
pass the hobby shop, where the RC hobby shop is there.
Thank you.
It's
There's
about
2 of
1
them
mile
there.
to my-
I'm like, you know. And as you can see, it would be a clean structure, and like even seeing it from the road, you wouldn't even notice the structure being there, except for the half of it, because the house would be covering half of it. So, you know, and again,
This is more in the back because the street is going to be too far away to my driveway. So
Right.
I just want to like cover our car for the snow. It's half hours because I wake up in 3:15 in the morning to go work and shove those things. It's hard there. So we try protect to the car and for the house too, for us, you know, like.
right, just to
I
make
try
it
doing
easier.
something more easy for us.
They're very hardworking people. They get up, like she said,
Exactly.
at 3 o'clock in the morning to go work, and that's pretty consistent. And having to shovel snow at 3 o'clock in the
Yes.
morning is, you know, not a easy thing as you get older.
All right, so what I need to do is I need to ask you a question, and then we need to go through the variance criteria. I'm going to see if there's any comment, and then the board is going to deliberate, okay?
Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to ask you to comment on is the fact that there is an access easement running through the property. The board right here, what I've done is I've brought up the plot plan. This easement is in your deed, and it seems to run along this side, and then there's another portion that seems to run along the front side. Where is the easement located?
I'm not sure. I heard through the board that there was an easement, but that was after the fact, so I'm not sure what you're expecting. to do with the easement being there. I mean, that was, again, something that was,
So an easement is a right for another person or property owner to pass and repass through your property, which cannot be obstructed. And
it's already being obstructed by a fence.
by a carport.
Well, the carport, the structure of the carport is basically open, so there you can walk through the carport. It's not going to be closed on front or back. And it's essentially the structure, the posts along the fence line are nothing different than the fence.
Do you know who holds the easements that run over the property? And
No.
have you talked to them? So if you don't know who they are, you obviously haven't talked to them.
Yeah, I mean, we went through all the variance stuff of obviously any opposition for left or right. So who would own that other than the neighbor
Yeah.
to be able to walk through? And we've gotten no opposition from either neighbor on either side. And if there is an easement, I mean, you can clearly see there's a fence there. It's been there. And again, the carport would not obstruct anybody from walking through the property, but I don't know why anybody would want to walk through the property anyway.
Okay.
Because beyond there is just a steep drop off and a train track.
And now
Easement for walking, or is it an easement for
pass and repass.
How wide is it, Madam Chair?
the vehicle? How wide is it?
So let me bring it up again.
As I recall, even the neighbor's fence is fenced in, so even like, the only thing I would just jokingly say is easement for wildlife, but I mean,
We don't always have control over the entirety of the property that we think that we have. All right. I look forward to someday the city offering me a wider screen or a computer from which I could navigate. It would be helpful. All right, so we have an easement to pass and repass with teams or otherwise, so that's generally going to mean vehicles, over the most northerly strip of the above premises for a distance of 58 feet, extending southwesterly from Smith Street and turning 35 feet to the Marion land. And then the next easement is the right to pass and repass on foot only over a 4-foot strip of the above premises for a distance of 12 feet southwesterly from the said street, which is Smith Street, for a distance of 12 feet southwesterly from said street. The last passway consisting of steps and a walk affording ingress and egress from the building. And then anything else of record that is unspecified. So that's the information we have on the easement. And if we look once again at the right screen, this is a north-oriented plan, so if it's going southwesterly, it's going along this boundary line here.
Did you say a 58-foot wide easement
I said a 58-foot easement
length?
Long.
length, with teams to pass and repass. There was not a width.
With a team.
With a team, so that, at the time, it referred to a team of horses, but it's interpreted to mean a vehicle, which drives under horsepower now. So that's the information that we have. I'm going to stop the share. And before we stop the share, I'm going to note that you did tell us at the last meeting that this picture,
yeah, it was incorrect.
It's on the wrong
It's
side.
on the opposite side. As you see in this rendering here, you'll see it's to the right, not to the left. Again,
Right.
that was my error.
okay. So I'm going to give you a little information about requesting a dimensional variance, and then I need to go through the questions with you, and you need to give me your response. So the criteria for a variance are set by state statute. The board cannot vary these questions. The city cannot vary these questions. Variances are supposed to be allowed in very limited circumstances. And the state has set forth very specific criteria which must be met in order for a variance to be considered. So that's why I'm asking you the questions, and I'm going to have you give me your response. So the board first must find that there is a circumstance related to the soil, the shape of the lot, the topography of the land, or existing structure which particularly affects your lot and does not generally affect the remainder of the zoning district.
So
What conditions?
with that, the condition of the lot itself, as you see, the lot itself, as I've heard, is even too small for the house to be on. Okay? Now we're trying to put a 20 by 20 structure that in a structure or in an area that's 35 feet wide, and trying to make the variance of the 15 feet on each side is impossible. Okay, so that is, again, a hardship, I feel. And then obviously.
Not a hardship, not a hardship. There is a hardship question, but it's a condition of the soil, the shape of the lot, the topography.
The soil is just, obviously, as you can see, there's a concrete pad existing there already. So soil is not an issue. Topography of the land, it's not on a slope, it's not on an angle, it's flat. So even coming up, it's all paved, it's all been there and existing prior to purchase of the home.
Is it the right point in time for?
Yeah, just for this one.
Okay.
It sounds like the applicant was trying to make an argument, checking the boxes, and was landing on the argument that the shape of the lot creates an unusual situation because of how small it is, that it addresses that question.
Okay, thank you. The second question I have to ask is, what is the substantial hardship, financial or otherwise, that you will experience due to one of those four conditions?
So the hardship, obviously trying to center that is impossible, and obviously trying to get the car into that area in such a small space. And obviously having it shifted to the one side will then allow, as you can see the car being parked there in the leftmost side, will allow that to occur. Again, impeding the porch as well, pulling a car in, it would impede the porch also.
And the porch
So-
is open.
Right.
It's a
So-
Mr. Commissioner.
So, Madam Chair, because I spent a while speaking with the applicant over the last month as well, in understanding what he's trying to say. The hardship is a safety and logistics hardship, because he and I went through attempting, if it were moved to center, you couldn't back the vehicle into it or move the vehicle in and maneuver, and you would risk hitting the house or hitting other structures on the property.
And there's a utility right on the corner of the house as well, where the gas comes in as well. So that's right, literally, the driveway is narrow as is, but there is the meter literally on the driveway line as well. Weighing snow, ice, God forbid. Again, that's just circumstantial.
The third question is whether we can give you the relief you're asking for without substantial detriment to the public good.
So I can speak as right now, there has been no opposition from either neighbor. And again, the impeding structure, when you're looking at it from the street, will be a straight through. As you see it now, you'll be able to see the same. The only thing you're going to see is the half, as my mother-in-law mentioned, is half of that structure. And it's going to be a straight through. It will not be closed in the back. It will not be closed in the front. No door. Again, open as you see it.
Yeah.
For, as we said, for just coverage of the car.
And then the final criteria is that we can grant you the relief you're asking without nullifying or substantially derogating, substantially detracting from the intent and purpose of the zoning ordinance.
I think that would not adhere at all, because again, this is not a structure that is going to impede or degrade anything within the neighborhood nor the house. If anything, it would add to, obviously, the resale and the value of the property itself.
Okay. I'm going to go to public comment. Do you have anything else you want to add before we go to that?
No, not at this time.
Okay,
Thank
thank you. Is there any person present in person who would like to make a comment or ask a question on, for, or against this matter? Is there any person present virtually who would like to ask a question or make a comment on, for, or against this matter? Okay. Seeing none, I am going to move to board questions. Mr. Reynolds.
No questions. I appreciate that this is the follow-up from some prior meetings. And in my opinion, I don't have any questions because you've answered them. So
Okay.
I
Thank you.
appreciate the
Thank you.
preparation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Byrne, any questions?
Not to the applicant, but to the chair. On an easement, how long is an easement good for if it's not used?
So if an easement is abandoned, someone would need to, in some way, assert reclaiming of the title after, and that is under the general position, the general provisions of a claim for adverse possession, which would need to be an action to quiet title or otherwise resolve that within a court system. But 20 years is your general time period.
Okay. You asked a good question about who owns the right-of-way to cross over the property. I mean, if we grant something and it's blocking that easement, we're going to throw everything into a big mess. I would, before I vote on it, I would like to know who owns the easement. And, how is it ever used, or has it ever been used in the last 20 years or so? That, to me, is before we can move on it, put ourselves in a pickle, I'd like to know the answer to that.
It's a very good observation, Mr. Byrne.
Well, thank you,
You're welcome.
Madam Chair.
Mr. Talbot, any questions?
Do you know roughly how long the existing fence has been there, splitting the two lots?
Honestly, looking at the age of it, it's probably been there more than 20 years from what I can gather. And again, I will only reiterate, if you want to drive a team of horses through the property and down the embankment, down to the train tracks, have at
It's
it.
happening.
But that's not my point. My point is, it is on paper.
Sure.
It's there. And if we move on it, we put ourselves in jeopardy of making a bad decision, and we know the cause of it already. So I'm saying that I can't vote on something that might be, because it's.
Well, I guess I have to ask the question to you then. Who owns the
Board in
easement?
jeopardy.
Like, wouldn't the property owner own the easement?
No, an easement is put on a property so somebody could pass through it.
And an easement,
And it's there. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
an easement may be particular to a person and their assigns, or it may be particular to and run with the land. And given the written version of your easement, it seems that it runs with the land, which means whoever owns your parcel and whoever owns the other parcel that the first person who held the easement benefited from, it would continue to run with the owners of those two parcels.
So the only parcel behind us, I believe, would be the railroad, because behind them is the railroad. I mean,
So
We don't know.
having the easement laid out would resolve all these questions.
no, I guess my next question is, who would answer that question? I mean, I wouldn't know even where to start with that.
Yeah,
And then the question is, would they object?
I don't know.
Are they even here?
I don't know, but if we don't know who they are, that's obviously not something we can determine. Mr. Talbot, it was your turn to ask a question.
No, that was all the questions I had.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Gallagher, any questions?
I'm with Joe on this. I think we definitely need to find out who that easement was for, and most likely it was for your next-door neighbor. Perhaps they don't have a problem with it. If that's the case, maybe they'll relinquish their rights to it. You certainly
So
don't
is
want to
this-
construct it and then have to take it down.
So would this be on who to find who this owner
You would have
is?
to do some research.
Yeah.
I would say you.
The obligation is always on the petitioner to present their case to us. And so it's your obligation to show us the evidence that you think is necessary for us to make a decision in your favor.
So would this be okay if I were to do the research, find out the easement is owned by John Smith, and John Smith is no longer on this earth, or it's owned by somebody, and speak to that person directly and them sign off, that we would then be granted our variance?
I think that is something that we'll discuss because the board has to vote on it. The issue now is whether we're willing to vote on it without this information. Whether the vote would be in your favor is another thing, but I think by listening to the comments and questions of the board members, you can take a gauge of how they would be inclined to vote. Mr. Gallagher, any other questions?
No, thank you, Madam
Okay.
Chair.
Mr. McLaughlin, any questions?
Thank you, Madam Chair. For clarification, is the easement on what I would assume would be the driveway side, or is it on the side in which the proposed structure will be located?
It appears from the written description to be on the driveway side.
Yep.
We're talking the driveway side of the neighbor.
There's a split driveway, I think, that runs up both properties, right?
No, their
No.
driveway technically stops pretty much at the house.
Yeah.
Their driveway continues because they have their driveway seamlessly, from what I've seen, drives around the back of their house.
Question for
Chair.
the applicant. Is this a single-family home?
Yes.
Yes.
Doesn't
And
title search
has
reveal
any
that?
consideration given to
It's
some
not- it's not
alternate
title search.
plans that might lessen the impact on the setbacks?
Could you explain that one more time?
Has any thought been given to an alternative plan, idea, or design to lessen the request for the setbacks?
Well, the only thing I could suggest is, we've tried moving it, as it was suggested, to center it in the house, which obviously we found is not feasible.
Okay, what about reduction in size?
Reduction in size, a 20 by 20 is about the size, again, with a little bit of room with getting the two cars in there. That is pretty much a standard size for two decent vehicles, opening your doors
Okay.
and getting the car in there. Moving the structure maybe a foot might be possible, but again, giving it more than that, I mean, we're then pushing, obviously, as we mentioned, some safety, again, trying to get the cars in there safely, in the winter months and such. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I am going to take the temperature of the board on whether or not they would,
That's scary.
and I'm just going to remind the board that if the board is not willing to vote on the petition before us, but wants the petitioner to go out and get a title search to understand the easement or a drawing to understand the easement, there is a cost that's going to be incurred by the petitioner. So if any board member is not willing to vote in favor of the variance regardless of the existence of the easement, it would probably be appropriate to indicate that to the petitioner.
So indicated.
Okay. Before there's a expense incurred.
Are we deliberating?
No, I'm just taking the temperature, Mr. Commissioner. I'll get you in a minute. And I would indicate that my temperature is not to grant regardless of the existence of the easement, because I think it does derogate from the intent of the zoning ordinance. It's just so close. It's so close to the next door. I just very uncomfortable with the structure, even a carport, and I understand it's a carport being.
Well, the structure of the carport and the structure of the
This is not for
fence.
argument, this is for taking the temperature of the board.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Anyone else want to indicate their temperature on that?
My temperature would be, I would look more favorably upon this application. I think it does meet the criteria. I am persuaded by the narrow shape of the land, hardship of safety and the logistics. I think it is a public good and reasonable to have a covering for the car if the homeowner would want one. And I also just think it does meet the intent of zoning. Relative to the easement, I think a lot of the issues there, relate to the facts presented. And I think the facts that were presented tonight was a covering that would allow someone to pass through if they wanted to. It wasn't a door that could be locked or shut. And I don't think that the facts presented tonight would create an undue burden on the easement.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Reynolds. Mr. Commissioner, you wanted to make a comment, please. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. So I'm just looking, quick deed search. Before I do that, I had a question, if you don't mind, for the applicant.
That's fine.
When you purchased the property, did you get title insurance?
Yes,
No, I'd have to
for the getter. I have.
title.
So you might want to go back to that title insurance company to investigate this, because they're the ones that could help you with this.
Okay.
But doing a very quick deed search on the on this, I'm seeing on the deed, it says that the easement is for the right of James D. Marion and Alphonsine V. Marion, their heirs and assigns, to pass and repass. So I'm assuming they were neighbors at some point. You can figure out which property they used to own and who owns it now, and follow that to see if they would waive their easement rights and why that easement was issued.
Can I ask you if you could send me their names via email?
You just go on the
Just the name.
on the Registry of Deeds website and look up your deed, and it's right on your deed.
Okay, thank you.
There was also a copy of your deed submitted with your application. So, you should see it there.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Mr. McLaughlin.
I have a question of the applicant that's going to require a one-word answer.
Go ahead.
How many years have you lived in the home?
It's going to be 4 years.
How many?
4.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. June next year is going to be 4. It's
So 3.5, so.
Okay. Does anyone want to change their temperature after the last comment? Okay. So a variance will.
I'm lukewarm.
Okay.
How's that for temperature? I'd like to make some comments.
Go ahead, and then I want to bring this part of the
temperature
hearing to a close.
Sure. The easement is an easement. Can't change it. Not a fan of allowing a structure to put where an easement is. However, in this situation, a right to pass is still going to be open and not impeded by the garage proposed structure.
It's going to be impeded by the cars that are sitting under it.
That's right.
I thought you said it was on the driveway side, or is it on the structure side?
It's on the driveway side, but as was explained, the drawing showed the carport on the opposite side. So the carport would sit at the end of the driveway.
So I guess I'm a visual person. Is the easement on this side or is it on that side?
It's on the right-hand side.
On
It's
the
on the, it's on the, no?
West.
On this side?
Yes,
Okay.
all right,
Southwest.
northwest.
So again, I'm not, I guess, not too concerned about the fact that it would be blocked. Little concerned about the minimal setback request. The shape of the lot is a challenge. I wouldn't say it's unique because a lot of lots in the neighborhood have similar. And we're supposed to be looking at uniqueness in the zoning district. More of a fan of a permanent structure being built than these temporary carports. I think they're fairly ineffective and somewhat unsightly. They are cost effective, but I'm more in favor of looking at a permanent structure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think you've seen the temperature of different board members.
Madam Chair, may I ask one more question?
Yes, go ahead.
Do you know how far back from your front property line the carport will be? Like how far down your driveway? I know it's going to go past the house and past the deck, but how far into your lot?
Yeah, I mean,
If you're going to be halfway, that's about 60 feet, and that gets you past.
yeah, I would say that'd be a fair estimate. If it's 144 feet from street to the back of the property, given 10 feet off of that, 130, yeah, I would say that was be a good estimate, about 55,
60 feet back or so.
60 feet back.
I feel much more comfortable.
And the driveway's inclined too, so like if you're passing by the street, passing by the house, the driveway's on an incline, and again, you're not going to see, as you can see in the picture, you're not even going to know that the carport is pretty much there unless you literally stare at it. And I agree, unsightly. If you want to see unsightly, go down Bemis Street and look at that.
Thank you.
I agree with you.
Ooh.
Thank you for your comment.
Wake up.
All comments are at the discretion of the chair, and when the chair asks you to stop speaking, you need to stop speaking. Are we clear?
Clear.
Thank you. So we've taken the temperature of the board. In order for the variance to be granted, you need 4 members to vote in your favor. There are 6 people here. We are a 5-member board with 1 alternate, Mr. Reynolds being the alternate, okay? So you would need the votes in favor of 4 board members. And if somebody else happens to be absent, then Mr. Reynolds would become a voting member. I think we've heard that board members would like to see the easement laid out. Sir, please turn off your cell phone. Thank you. That seems like it would incur additional cost, but I personally am inclined, if you wish to proceed, and obtain that and submit it to the board for the consideration. I will ask the board members if they'd be inclined to continue to allow you to do that rather than vote today. What would you like to do, sir?
Well, to be honest, I'd like to have this variance passed. Would you like to vote now? I mean, I think we've presented our case, obviously, of where this was. I mean, and I have no problem going back to look at a deed and a variance, or the deed and the easement thing, and such, if you wish.
So the vote now would be on the evidence you've presented. And rather than continuing and allowing you an opportunity to obtain evidence on the easement, would you like the vote now?
I'd like another opportunity.
She wants another appointment
Yeah,
to come back.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah. I'd
All
like
right.
that. I don't think the vote is going to be a pass to this.
Okay. So I believe that it's going to be appropriate to at least allow 60 days for you to do this investigation and come back with the results. And that would take us out to the meeting scheduled for February 11th of 2025. So at this point, would you like more time than that?
That should be fine.
Okay. So I'd be looking for a motion.
Make that motion, ZBA 2024-32, for a continuance for 53 Smith Street until February 11th, 2025.
Do we have a second? Okay. Sir, we'll need you to sign the continuance agreement on that date, or actually, Mr. Silva, we'll need you because you're the applicant.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. So that is continued to February 11th. And
February 11, you say?
if you can approach just briefly, I'm going to have you sign the
Put
agreement.
it 24.
Madam Chair,
No, I have
You put 11. Yeah.
Commissioner wants to speak.
while we're in between cases,
Go ahead, sir.
I just tried to look up that other party, and it looks like it's the next door neighbor. And it
Which
looks
side?
like it goes back to a deed from 1956. So it's-
1956.
But it's the next door neighbor.
But like you said, if they had title insurance during the purchase, they could go
Should have
back to
been
the
caught.
attorney and get them to do it.
Exactly.
It should not cost anything.
Okay.
Thank you.
And they can do much further than I can.
Appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but
Holidays.
Oh, no, if you say going to them, that actually gives me something to go on, to have the title insurance people go to them.
you paid them for it.
Right, so if we have that, that's a great thing to have.
All right, thank you both.
Okay.
Have a happy
Thank you.
holiday. The next matter on our agenda is ZBA 24-36. This is Kevin Roldan. This is 150 St. Bernard Street. This is a request for a use variance under Section 181.313E5 and an appeal to overrule the building commissioner's determination under Section 181.922 of the Fitchburg Code to allow parking for the construction truck on the property, with this use being classified as a contractor's yard prohibited in the residential zoning district pursuant to Section 181.313E5 in Residential B. Welcome to the meeting. Can you each tell me your name and city of residence for the minutes?
Hi, my name is Kevin Roldan, and she's my girlfriend, Janet Rodriguez.
Nice to see you both. All right, so there are two requests here, and you just heard me go through the variance criteria with the other applicant. I think it was communicated to you through the permitting system that this board does not have the authority to grant a use variance in a residential district. That is, just so you have the section 181.932, and I'll just read it out. The Board of Appeals may authorize a use variance, but no use variances shall be granted in the residential districts. In addition to the requirements, and so then it goes on to the requirements, but this is residential B. It's one of the residential districts, and this board does not have the authority to grant a use variance. Is there anything you would like to say on that part of the application that would change that result?
Well, if you guys can change it, right? So there is nothing that we can do.
Yeah, we don't even if we found that you met the criteria, we don't have the authority to grant that. So I'm going to address the other part of your application and have you talk about that. So that is an appeal of the building commissioner's determination. And the building commissioner determined that you were operating a contractor's yard, and under our table of uses, a contractor's yard is not allowed in residential B. And I'm going to read you out our definition of what it means to be a contractor's yard, okay? And that is in section 181.10. So that is a facility or area for storage, open or enclosed, for construction equipment or materials and commercial vehicles associated therewith. So do you believe that you're not operating a contractor's yard?
No, I think he's right because I'm just parking my 3 trucks over there in my house. I didn't know any rules before I bought the house. So I just bought the house for the land only, but I didn't know that it had to be commercial land to be able to park my trucks.
Right. I understand you didn't know before you bought the property. And this proceeding is not about, because I know there was a cease and desist. I don't know if there was a fine. This proceeding is not about whether or not you get fined or anything. It is whether or not the building commissioner is right or wrong on a contractor's yard. When I was there, I did see there were 3 dump trucks, I think, in the back. And then there was additional pickup trucks and other commercial vehicles and equipment in the yard, right?
Yeah, there is more cars over there because I lost my house on November 10 due to a fire. So right now they are like cleaning the whole house. So you're gonna see like a dumpster. You're gonna see a storage outside. So we're not ever living in the house no more. We're living in a hotel right now.
I'm sorry to hear that your house suffered a fire.
Yeah.
Are you able to still live there? Are you out of it while they're doing the renovations?
No, we're not living there. We're living in a hotel
Okay.
right now.
I hope your insurance is providing some.
Yeah, they're paying. They're paying for it, but at the end of the day, I want my house back.
I hope you
Especially right now in this time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so you're going to see a bunch of cars each day because they cleaning everything. They throwing out everything from the inside the house. So they put new pictures the other day that I see. They took picture of few cars, but I wasn't able to address why the car were there. That's what I'm telling you right now.
So just for your reference, in the future, in Fitchburg, a contractor's yard needs a special permit from this board, and it's only in the commercial district or the industrial district. There are other facilities that I do know of, and this is just for your information. I am aware of other facilities in the area that will rent out space for a contractor's yard, and it might be something to look into.
Is there anything that you guys can do, give me a time so I can move my trucks?
The board can make a recommendation, but enforcement is up to the building commissioner. And just because he is here, what do you think would be an appropriate time frame for removal?
Around April.
Around April?
Well, I lost my house they told me that it's going to be a year.
Before the renovations are done?
Hopefully I get my house before 1 year, hopefully. I don't want to live in a hotel. It's driving me crazy. I got 2 kids, so we're trying to find an apartment, but if you guys maybe can give me to September or October, I'm going to get get out of there. I'm going to start looking for our land. Because he's not wrong. Whoever did that, he's not wrong. He's right. So I can park my truck over there.
There is, there's commercial and industrial land within the city where you could try to do this. There's also, like I said, I know in the area there are places that are specifically, they rent out units as contractors' yards. Because it's a common problem, people start storing their equipment at their home, but their home is in a residential district, and so they need other space.
No.
Just so you know. I need to move to public comment. Do you have anything else that you wanted to add before I did that?
No,
Okay, thank you, sir. Is there any person present who would like to make a comment or ask a question? Sir, you're welcome. Please tell us your name and city of residence, and then you're welcome to speak.
My name is Ralph Fortin. I live at 221 Bowtell Street. I don't know Mr. Roldan. I have nothing against him, and I'm not against his parking trucks there. Parked trucks don't make any noise. It's at 6 o'clock in the morning when they leave the yard that I object to. And I don't know if you grant this variance, does that mean the whole property becomes a contractor's yard, or is it just that he can park trucks?
Well, I think we've said that we don't have the power.
Yeah, I have very difficulty hearing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We do not have the power to grant this variance.
Right.
So,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome, sir. Is there any other person present who would like to make a comment or ask a question on this case? Sir, please come up, tell us your name and city of residence, and then you're welcome to speak.
Hello, my name is Chris Shepard. I live at 78 Harrison Ave, Fitchburg, Mass. Direct line from my house to his is probably 400 feet, 500 feet. I am sorry to hear about a fire. I could not hear correctly. I don't think so. Was it a fire in your house on 150?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to hear that. So I would like to start basically with the chronological order of this issue. And I know from what you said earlier that you're a visual person. So I would like to start with pictures.
Okay.
Could I approach?
Absolutely. Just remember that if we take a picture, we have to keep it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'd like to just hand them out if you want to look at them. They're all slightly different. May I speak?
You may continue.
Thank you. So this started, I believe, almost about a year ago. I first started seeing these trucks, cars on the property. I did not say anything or do anything about it until April 3rd, 2024. I am the one who wrote the See, Click, and Fix app comment on April 3rd. I also called the building department. I talked to Mercedes. I talked to Felix. I talked to them for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And I basically told them what was going on. About 2 weeks later, John Morielli went and took pictures. And on the See, Click, and Fix app, you could see those pictures as well. From then on, I was told on those phone calls that it would take weeks / months maybe to take care of this issue. And because of that, and usually I'm a patient person, I said, fine, no problem. I will let you deal with it. And I gave my information to Mercedes and to and to Felix. And I said, basically, it is obviously your job to do whatever you need to do. So at that time, I let it go, and in October of this year, I saw on the See Click and Fix app that John had basically said that Mr. Roldan wanted to make it a commercial property. And let's just say I was not very happy. I called my representatives in the area, my ward councilors, Councilor at Large, Beth Walsh, and Derek Cruz, and I basically said, I don't know what's going on, but this cannot happen. This cannot be allowed. So I stated why, for obvious reasons. Schools, 3 schools within probably 200 to 300 feet of this property. A playground, a park, a cemetery, people going in and out, funeral processions, the traffic patterns. People have gotten killed on Bartel Street, the next street over. I don't know what he hauls in these trucks, but if you looked at the pictures, you can obviously see that the trucks are up in the air, and if there's toxic chemicals being hauled in different areas, obviously, where is he washing the vehicles? If he's washing the vehicles at his house, then now it's in the dirt. So I've heard what you said earlier about the variance and, you know, all of that, but I don't think we should be here right now, to be honest with you. I think there should have been a cease and desist order immediately, and to wait until October 1st, after I did the See Click and Fix app on April 3rd, months went by and nothing was done. So I'm trying to figure that out. I'm still trying to figure that out. I've talked to the mayor, I've talked to Mercedes, I've talked to Felix, Beth Walsh and Derek, and I still can't figure this out. I could go on and on and on, but I'm going to stop.
Because I think everybody here would like to go home this evening,
Yes.
including yourself.
Yes. Yes, I'm cold. It's very cold in here.
Yes. Yes, it is. All right. Thank you very much for your statement, sir. We appreciate your taking the initiative to use See Click Fix. This board, of course, is not in charge of See Click Fix. We do not see things until they come to us. And what comes to us is the appeal of the building commissioner's decision and the petition for the variance. These things, as part of everyone's right to due process, must be heard. That's what we're here for today. So thank you very much for your comment. I'm going to move on.
Thank you.
Is there any other person who would like to make a statement? Somebody online. Is there anybody here in person who would like to make a statement or comment or question? Okay. All right. Let's go to our online participant, and that is Rebecca Jackman. Ms. Jackman, I've allowed you to talk, so please go ahead. Tell us your name and city of residence, and then you're welcome to speak.
Sure. My name is Rebecca Jackman. I'm a resident of 264 Botel Street, so my yard is kind of kitty corner to the roll-downs, and I would like to, first of all, send my condolences. I did see the fire and it looked terrible. So I'm very sorry this happened to you. But I just wanted to reiterate, seeing I've been online for almost 2 hours, that this is, it's a big problem. And I know that they're not living there, and I'm very sorry again. But I hope that these trucks are not allowed to stay much longer, especially into the warmer weather, because after getting home from a long day of work, which I know that he puts in, I also do put in a very, very long day of work, and I like to sit in my very large, very green backyard and enjoy it, and I cannot, because in the evenings there is work being done on the trucks, the diesel engines are running, and this happens not 5 days a week, but probably 3 or 4, and also on a Sunday afternoon when you're just trying to enjoy your yard. And it sounds like Mr. Roldan did not know that this was not okay, but I also don't want to see these trucks stay much longer than necessary. Otherwise, I appreciate the situation he's in. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Jackman. All right. That being all of the public comment, I am going to note that we did have a written email from Mr. Shepherd with pictures, but he has submitted those as well and made his comment in person today. I am going to go to any board questions or comment. Mr. Reynolds?
No,
Mr. Byrne?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I think this is, sorry for this young fellow having a fire and things like that, we're especially during the holidays. But again, we have another realtor selling a piece of property to someone, not asking them what they're going to use for it. And now this man is in trouble because he wasn't informed that there's a difference between commercial and residential. I know we can't do anything for him here, but I absolutely think that because of the neighborhood, this until October is out of the question. 2 weeks, most, is what I would give you. Now, I haven't got any input on that. It's the commissioner who's going to, enforce it. But it's an imposition on the neighborhood. It should have never happened in the first place. And I feel sorry that you're put in that particular position. And it's probably the attorney that handled your transfer of the deed. He didn't fill you in on what you're supposed to do, and I did the realtor.
Yeah.
But to stay like that in that area, especially with those big Peterbilts, no, you can't do that. You got to find someplace else, in my opinion.
Thank you, Mr. Byrne. Mr. Talbot?
No questions.
Mr. Gallagher?
Yeah, I have no questions. Thank you.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Madam Chair. Mr. Oldman, you're a contractor, or what line of work are you in?
We haul dirt and stone, gravel, asphalt.
Okay.
But at the moment, we're not working because...
You're kind of familiar with contract work and
yeah,
permitting process in general?
yeah. So the truck, most likely, they don't gonna be working full time because of the season. The season end like 2 weeks ago. So they're not gonna be working till May. May the season start again.
Okay. So do you plow as well?
No, they don't plow. I only plow with one truck for the city, the white truck. If you guys see it, that is a pickup truck. That's the only one that I use for winter.
Okay.
But that's not commercial.
Okay.
That's yeah.
All the vehicle parts, those are for the trucks?
No, the only trucks in my company are all the 3 blacks. 3, the Peterbilt, the Winston Star, and the other one. Any other car, they're on my name. They're not commercial.
Okay. The unregistered car, is that yours?
Yeah. They are registered in my name. I can have proof.
Okay. So if there's no other board comment, do you have anything to say before we move to deliberation?
If I make the house commercial, I can legally park them.
So the commercial use is not allowed in that district.
Oh, so I can't change the house to a commercial.
It would require a change in the zoning ordinance, a change in the law, or a change in the map that I don't think would pass. The change in the map would be subject to something called spot zoning, which means we've singled out one little lot and we've treated it different from everything else around it. So I don't think the map change would work for you, but those are the two things that would be required for what you're contemplating doing. And because I cannot advise you, I advise you to.
If I can find a place, trust me, I will take them off of my land. It's just been hard, you know. It's not.
I do know it's hard. And I do know you're suffering from a special particular circumstance right now because of the fire in addition to this. Just to complete my thought, I can't advise you. I would counsel you to seek the advice of an attorney. Or seek another location for the vehicles. So with that, without objection, I'm going to close the public hearing. Is there any board member who would support the appeal? Okay. Would any board member like to make a comment for the building commissioner about enforcement time? Go ahead, Mr. McLaughlin.
I'd like to respectfully ask for 30 days. I don't think it's fair to the school. I don't think it's fair to the city. I don't think it's fair to the residents who will have visiting the cemetery. We have large groups of people that use that as the gateway into that particular cemetery. I don't think it's fair to the abutters. One of my questions to the applicant was, you know, to see if he had some understanding about permitting processes. You know, I, as everybody does, I feel for the incident they had, but, you know, there's got to be an understanding that you can't just move into a residential neighborhood and create the contractor's yard. Above and beyond the contractor's yard, we've got vehicle parts, we've got unregistered vehicles. It's unsightly, and I don't think the neighbors appreciate it. Back to the specific question, I would really like to see in situations like this, as the resident had mentioned, he's already had to live with this and the abutters for a good 8 months. They shouldn't have to live with it for 3 or 4 more months. I would respectfully ask the board to put a short timeline on it and maybe put in a request for a fine and ask that the building commissioner act swiftly on a resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. For myself, I would state that I'm not inclined to fine unless there is further exceeding of timelines. I don't think there's circumstances here to fine for past behavior in this circumstance, and then I think that all depends on how the applicant is going to react to the decision. So we need to take these two matters separately, and I would like to entertain a motion in the affirmative on the allowance of the application for the use variance.
The what?
Use variance.
We can't do.
We have to act on the petition.
I'll make a motion on the ZBA 2024-36 for Kevin Whalon at 150 St. Bernard Street to approve a use variance as requested.
Do we have a second on the motion?
Second.
Thank you. A vote in favor would allow the use variance and then be a nullity. A vote against is to deny the use variance. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Aye.
Aye. So that is rejected and denied. I would now like to entertain a motion on the approval of the appeal of the building commissioner's decision, the motion being in the affirmative.
Make a motion on the ZBA 2024-36 for Kevin Oldman at 150 St. Bernard Street with the request of appeal to overrule the building commissioner's decision.
Do we have a second?
Second.
A vote in favor would grant the appeal, a vote against would deny the appeal. All those in favor?
Madam Chair, before we go to vote,
Yes.
talking about conditions.
Conditions on a denial?
Okay, so we're going to have to discuss recommendations to the commissioner with regards to enforcement.
I think because this is not within our purview, making individual statements is going to be sufficient to express.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much.
Continuing with my motion.
All those in favor? All those opposed?
Aye.
Okay. So the two applications have been denied. And would any other board member like to express their thoughts on enforcement? Okay.
I would like to reiterate mine, that it would be a 30-day to vacate the property, and recommendation on fines only after the 30-day period, and those be $300 per day as per the bylaws.
Thank you, sir.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I think I'll relinquish what I said about 2 weeks and make that out to 30 days, give them enough time to do it.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Byrne. I wish the applicant very good luck. I would encourage you to seek resources through the mayor's office within the city that might either help with relocation or offer assistance given the fire situation.
So what zone I can park the truck? Residential,
The answer is
industrial,
no, you can't park the truck.
industrials, and commercial.
Mr. Commissioner.
Madam Chair, thank you very much. I would suggest you reach out to Mary Jo Bohart in the Community Development Office. She's the Economic Development Director. She can help you find some places potentially that you could park the truck.
Okay.
Okay.
And-
Thank you. Anything else,
Madam Chair,
sir?
if I could address the enforcement question? Or,
You may.
I appreciate the 30 days that the board is suggesting. The challenge is with the 30 days is that if I grant them the 30 days, then if they don't pay, I have to give a fine or take them to court. And if they don't pay the fine, then I have to take them to court also. And I appreciate what the chair said, that she doesn't think fines are necessarily appropriate in this situation. So what I would likely do is if we could work out something with the assistant city solicitor, that if the work have some sort of written agreement that the work all the vehicles have to be gone within 30 days, otherwise, and then enter it as evidence if we end up going to court in the future. Come up with some sort of agreement with the assistant city solicitor for that, so that it really addresses the needs of the neighborhood on this. But it gives you the 30 days that you're asking for.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Mr. Reynolds, go ahead.
In summary, talk to the commissioner, and you can advocate for yourself as well as, what you need and what your situation is, better than, of course, any one of us can. So at the end of tonight, or, next step is just to go to talk to him and figure out best next steps that will work for you, okay?
Okay. If I find a place, I don't have to notify nobody. Just move the truck and that's it.
If you're able to just move the trucks, that's wonderful, but I would keep in contact with the building commissioner because you want to let him know that you've done that and you want to keep mind of those times. All right, have a good evening.
Yeah.
And please reach out to the city if you need some assistance on the fire issue with whatever they can do to help you. Okay? Thank you.
And that would likely be the Community Development Department.
Yes. All right, I'm going to move on to the next matter. And Mr. Reynolds, I think you're gone, and we're going to take a brief 5-minute break. We'll hold in recess.
Madam Chair.
All right, thank everyone for their patience. We are resuming the meeting of the Fitchburg Zoning Board at approximately 59 degrees within the building. So I want to thank all of my board members. I want to thank ZBA staff, and I want to thank the public for their tolerance in attending this meeting today. We're calling the last matter on the agenda, which is ZBA 24-37. This is Elizabeth Sodano Brisbois, and it is 0 Amiott Street. This is a request for a dimensional variance under Section 181.416 of the Fitchburg Zoning Code to grant a reduction in the amount and quality of frontage required where the frontage is on a paper street on a vacant lot pursuant to Section 181.93 in the Residential B District. Ma'am, welcome to the meeting. I assume that you are the petitioner, Ms. Brisbois? All right, welcome to the meeting. And you still reside in Fitchburg, correct?
Yes, I do.
All right, and I do see that your counsel has been waiting very patiently online. Attorney Anctil, you are welcome to speak to me.
Okay, I am just here as observing. I'm certainly willing to add any comments that the board has on this case.
Okay. Do you wish for your client to make the presentation, or would you like to do that?
I think she can make actually, I'm here on a pro bono basis. I had not actually spoken to my client about attending the night's meeting. I certainly would. I'm prepared to go forward, and Liz can add anything that I might miss. If that's okay with the board.
Okay, that's fine. So I think that sounds like you're going to give the opening presentation, sir, and
yes.
Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay, so good evening, board members. My name is Rob Ansel. I represent the owner of this property. The lot is a lot that is shown on a plan. Madam Chair, can you pull up the plan that I sent to you? Is that something you could do?
So I can try while we're speaking, and then before you go on, I just want to note for the record that the building commissioner has left the meeting. He has a conflict of interest and will not be participating in the matter. All right, you may go ahead, and I am going to attempt to pull up the plan while you're speaking.
Okay. So the plan, the lot in question that we're dealing with is Lot 3, as shown on a plan which hopefully the chair will end up pulling up. By way of background, the lot is off of King Street, and it's on Amiott Street. Amiott Street is shown on the plan. As I said, that's going to be created. The plan was created on October 12th, 2007, and it was endorsed by the planning board. Thank you, Attorney Tree, for calling up the plan. The plan is circled. You will note it's on the bottom right-hand or left-hand side, I should say, of the plan that it was endorsed by the planning board. Although you really can't see that, it says that Amiott Street is a public way within the city of Fitchburg, and also on the left-hand side, it goes over the dimensional requirements in your RB zoning district. The required frontage in that area, as set forth on the left-hand side of the plan, is 80 feet. This lot has 125 feet. The issue, I believe, with the building department was that the adequacy of frontage was not sufficient. It's my legal opinion that this is a buildable lot within, thank you for also bringing that up, within the city of Fitchburg, and that it complies with all of your dimensional requirements, in fact, including your frontage. You do have a requirement under your zoning that your frontage needs to be basically safe vehicular frontage. I believe that what should happen is that the board makes a determination that the frontage is actually adequate on this lot, but we need to get our frontage or our access through our driveway approved by the fire department for the city of Fitchburg. My client does plan on following up with the fire department and having them meet with or meet on site and hopefully create an area shown on a plan where the driveway can be put in. So essentially, we have a situation where the rare situation where you can make a valid argument for a variance, and that while I question whether or not there's actually a need for a variance, because we have 125 feet along a public way, we are going to go forward and get approval from the fire department. I'm certainly willing to go through the requirements for a variance, but I think that by way of questioning that it would perhaps, it's a little bit odd to ask the board for questions now, but I also think that it's a little bit odd that we are here asking for a variance for a lot that complies with zoning. And I should also tell you that the definition of frontage under your zoning bylaw, and it's not particularly long, but sometimes it's hard to read and listen, is that the frontage is a continuous lot line along the side of the street, which provides, and this is, I think, what the board, the building department had an issue with, safe, convenient, and meaningful vehicular access and utility access to the buildable portion of the lot. So again, it's a continuous lot line alongside of a street which provides safe, convenient, and meaningful vehicular and utility access to a buildable portion of a lot. I think that the lot is fairly flat. It is wooded, and I certainly see the need for a approval from the fire department to make sure that where we are going to locate the driveway provides safe vehicular access.
All right.
So at this point, I think that it might be helpful if I get some comments from the board, and then I can go forward and talk about why we're entitled to a variance.
Okay. Am I right in understanding that there is additional information that you would be providing from the fire department after consultation with them? Which is not tonight, obviously.
Not tonight. What I don't know how the city of Fitchburg's building permit process works. A lot of communities have a requirement that before a building permit is signed off on, that you circulate through various departments, including the Board of Health, Conservation Commission, and other things. My thoughts are that if we go forward with a meeting with the fire department, and they say that yes, we approve of the location of the driveway, that we should be set.
Okay.
And that information.
Before we go any further, what I'm trying to determine procedurally is how we should go forward. So if because you've outlined two different arguments. Number one is that a disagreement with the decision of the building commissioner that this does not contain sufficient frontage of the qualities set forth in the ordinance. And the second one is that your client would be entitled to a variance from that provision. Is that correct?
Yes, I guess I'm trying to respond to the letter that we got, or the publication of the hearing anyway, which says that we are here for a dimensional variance under section 181-416 of the Fitchburg Code to grant a reduction in the amount and quality of frontage required where the frontage is on a paper street on a vacant lot pursuant to 181.93 in residential B district. That's what it says. And I think that any safety concerns that may
I don't see that.
That may be relevant as a result of your zoning bylaw would be based upon the fact that we need to make sure that the fire department is able to get into what is essentially a paper street, although I disagree that it's a paper street because it's a way that was accepted by the city of Fitchburg. So it's not a paper street, it's a public way. It's just
not constructed, not fully constructed to the end, sir.
Correct.
Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to ask you, I'm certainly happy to go around for any comment from the board or have the applicants add anything she'd like. I generally find that if an applicant is going to make an argument that they are entitled to a variance, that it is best to go through the criteria with all evidence presented to the board at the same time that the board makes its decision, because the argument is right before the board. And it sounds to me like you want to gather additional evidence from the fire department that would be in support of either of the two propositions, the grant of the variance or the disagreement with the building commissioner's decision.
Right, and I guess procedurally what we could do is one of two different things. Is that you could grant a variance, and I will go through the requirements for supporting the variance and condition your variance on making sure that the fire department says that it's okay. Or what we can do is we can continue the hearing, I guess, and get a letter from the fire department and have it on your next hearing. I think that why my client is here tonight is instead of just continuing the hearing till your January meeting, is to try to get an understanding of what you're actually looking for and where the board is leading. I think that we have a lot that's on a public way that was accepted by the town, the city of Fitchburg. I don't know why I need a variance from that requirement, but to the extent the building inspector said that I needed one, I'll go through that analysis. Or and you can grant the variance subject to approval by the fire department.
Okay.
Or you could make a determination that it's not, I don't need a variance because I'm on a public way, but you can make a recommendation, or you can make sure that you tell the building inspector that we need to get the fire department to approve the location of the driveway.
Okay. Thank you. What I am going to do is, as we did with another case, take the temperature of the board. And the question that I'm going to ask the board at this time is whether they would be inclined to look favorably on a decision granting a variance or a decision granting an appeal of the building commissioner's assessment without the information from the fire department, without information regarding the presence of water and sewer, and without a depiction of the driveway. Is there any board member who would like to proceed to take a vote and be inclined to grant that without that information?
There you go again. No.
Okay.
We don't have the documentation.
Okay.
I'm not voting.
So what I'm saying, and I've had no board member indicate that they would look favorably upon the application without that information. And I certainly don't want to take a negative vote if their information will lead us to a positive one.
May I interject here?
In a moment, I will allow you to speak.
Sure.
So I think the indication from the board is that a continuance to a next meeting with more documentation would be productive. I am going to, because she has asked, have the applicant let us know what she'd like to say.
Sure. First of all, number one is I'm selling the property. I'm not developing it. So that's why I'm being proactive for the selling of the property to make sure that it is a buildable lot, which has already been proved that it was a buildable lot. So that's why I'm here. Second is I did call the fire department today because I was informed like last night and this morning that I needed to do that. So I did. And the person that I spoke to, she said that she had never heard that the fire department had to approve anything like this before. So I was like, she put me over to the chief, and I left a message with him, and I haven't heard back from him yet. So I'm waiting to hear back from him. So, I mean, have you heard of that before?
Because you probably talked to administrative assistants.
Yes, I did.
That may not have had any experience and knowledge about this type.
Well, it was the clerk. I can't remember her name, but she was very, she appeared over the phone very knowledgeable. But I was just asking you if you've heard of this.
So the answer is yes, and it happens when we have a situation like this. We have a street that's not fully constructed.
Okay.
And I will let you know that within the general process, each department is asked for comment. And quite a while ago, because I see the applications a long while before we have the hearing, I had asked the fire department to respond on this issue.
Okay.
I had, and I'm sorry that they have not.
Okay.
But the fire department does have a lot to do.
Yes.
So I will reiterate the request myself, but I would ask that you follow up with the fire department, and what we would like to see is either a written letter, somebody coming here to talk to us, or the fire department is also able to respond through the permitting process, through the permitting application directly.
Sure.
Okay?
Okay.
And as I said, I'm also interested in what is the situation in the plan with water and sewer, what is the situation with the driveway construction, what's going to happen along that portion. I do want to go around and see if any other board member has something they'd like to state that they would be interested in knowing. Mr. Byrne?
No.
Mr. Talbot?
No, thank you.
Mr. Gallagher?
No, thank you.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Yes, I would like to request that the building commissioner have a little bit more clarification on his denial letter, because it's very vague.
The building commissioner cannot participate in this matter any further due to a private conflict of interest.
Okay, so this denial letter is, we're just taking it as is.
So I believe the denial letter was issued by the prior building commissioner.
That's correct.
Yes. After speaking,
okay, I'm good with that.
It is that section 181.10 definition of frontage where the road is not built all the way to the end. So the pavement.
Unimproved paper street.
Yes, the pavement ends, I would say, about 1 foot into the frontage, and then the rest of it is not built.
Okay.
So that's the issue, and might be alleviated by if the fire department feels it's safe, or if you're going to present a plan that would allow safe access, and knowing what is going to happen with the water and sewer going on to that property.
Okay, so I have requests so that we can get through this meeting next time, and that would be that if there is not frontage, what the relief request is. If there is some frontage, what is the relief that's being asked for? In other words, if there's 10 feet of approved frontage and you need 110, I'd like to know those numbers. You had mentioned that the lot's been approved before. Okay, if you want to present that as facts, give us some facts. Give us some documentation to help us make a good decision. Okay.
Sure.
I guess that's all I'm asking for, right?
Okay. I think so. I don't believe there's anybody else because you are the only person here. And I believe Attorney Anctil is the only person available online.
He has his hand up.
And he does have his hand up. So go ahead, sir, if you want to add anything there.
I'm sorry, the last member that spoke. My intellectual confusion is that we don't need a variance. We have a lot that's complying. I guess there's a determination that says that our frontage is not adequate. Typically, if a building department makes a determination that frontage is not adequate, they say that frontage is illusory, meaning that it's like frontage that's on a cliff, and those cases come up in the context of endorsing a plan in the first place. We have adequate frontage, and I really believe that if we get fire department to sign off on saying that the driveway can go here, and we'll show it on a plan that I can certainly make an argument for a variance, but there's no requirement for that. We're not varying 10 feet or 5 feet. The frontage along the road is 125 feet on a public way that was accepted by the city of Fitchburg. So it's not like I have 10 feet and I'm looking to vary that amount. I have 125 feet, 80 feet is required. But anyway, thank you for your time.
If you want to present those facts, then I'm just asking for documentation, not a statement.
Okay.
I guess the other question I have is, what's the specific application for? From the applicant?
It's for to build a single family
Is the application to overrule the building commissioner's decision, or is it for a variance?
It can be for either.
What is it? What was presented to the city? What was posted?
It was a request for a variance.
Okay.
According to the notice that I read. I did not complete the application. They told her that she needed a variance, so she requested a variance. And then she had some emails with Mercedes last week and said that I'm a little bit overwhelmed by this process. Will you help me out? So I looked into that, and what I thought I was going to find is your traditional kind of thing that you have 10 feet of frontage and your requirement is 15, or your typical things that you deal with as a ZBA member. That's not our case.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I am going to, how much time do you think you need? 1 month or 2 months?
Oh, just one. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be on the phone tomorrow again.
Okay. I would, at this point in time, be looking for a motion to continue this matter to the next meeting, which is January 13th, 2025.
I'll make that motion, Madam Chair, but
I'm
I'd
sorry.
also like to point out that the application isn't specific to any request.
So I'm going to correct myself to January 14th, 2025, the second Tuesday, and comment to Mr. McLaughlin that the original application submitted was entirely wrong. It was requesting a special permit to change, alter, or extend a pre-existing non-conforming use. That is not applicable whatsoever to this case.
Right.
There was some work done with the applicant to try to correct the error.
Yes.
So that they asked for something that would resolve their case, which is either the appeal or the variance. And that was an effort to streamline the resolution of matters before the ZBA, rather than having this applicant advertise under the wrong application, have us not be able to hear it at all, and then have to do a second application and come back again.
So what was advertised?
What was advertised was the request for the variance, and that was both dimensional and quality of the frontage.
So is that what was requested, or is the city just posting what is best?
That was what the applicant acquiesced to after conversation with the city about their application.
Okay. So should the application be amended?
The application was amended on the system. Yeah. Because otherwise it is just a lot of useless process that gets everybody nowhere. So there's an extension agreement that we will need you to sign in order to grant the motion. Sure. Okay? So looking for, we have a motion on the table, and I believe we have a second, Mr. Byrne, to continue this matter until January 14th, 2025. Any further discussion on the motion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. And none opposed. So we will be continued until January 14th, if you can approach and sign the agreement.
Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you, Council. We always appreciate professionals coming to our meetings, and I appreciate your attendance today.
Thank you.
All right. Now, we are at the point of our meeting where we usually end, and Mr. Burns has something he would like to add.
I would. Merry Christmas to all those folks out there, especially you zonies. Merry Christmas, zonies.
Thank you, Mr. Burns. Thank you very much, man. So, without objection, I am going to end the meeting, unless anybody wants to make a motion to wish the entire city a happy holiday.
So moved.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to the city of Fitchburg.
All right. Everybody have a good night.